She said it on a Tuesday. No tears, no guilt, just an announcement dressed as maturity. "I'm moving in with my ex-husband," she said. "It's for the kids. To co-parent better. You'll understand someday." I stared at her, not the words. Her tone was clinical, like she'd rehearsed it, like I was a patient being informed my condition was terminal. I didn't ask her to stay. I didn't argue. I just nodded and said, calmly, "Absolutely." She smiled then, relieved that I was the understanding one. That was her mistake, because I understood more than she thought. That night, I stood in our empty bedroom. Half the closet hung open like a wound. Her side gone. The faint scent of her perfume lingered. It was supposed to hurt, but it didn't. It just clarified things. I'd seen the shift long before this day came. The late-night texts, the sudden parenting discussions with her ex, the quiet laughter she thought I didn't hear. I'd played along because people reveal more when they think you're blind. Now she'd given me a reason to open my eyes completely. 2 days later, I helped her pack, folded her clothes, lifted her boxes, drove her across town to his house. He came out to greet us, Mark, the ex-husband, the man who thought he'd won her back. He shook my hand, grinning like a fool pretending to be noble. "Hey man," he said, "thanks for being mature about all this." I smiled, always am. I carried the last box inside, watched her settle in, watched her children, his children, run into her arms. I didn't belong there, and yet, for a moment, I was exactly where I needed to be. Before I left, I placed a plain white envelope in their mailbox. No return address, no name, just one line on the front: "You deserve to know." Then I drove away. The thing about betrayal is that people rarely hide it well. They think guilt is invisible when it's just well dressed. Months before, I'd suspected her infidelity, but not with him. It wasn't the ex-husband. It was someone else. Someone closer. A coworker. She'd told me his name once by accident, in her sleep. I'd checked her phone after that. Not the texts, those she deleted, but the photo backups. The cloud always tells the truth. A few clicks, and there it was. Pictures of her and him. Hotel rooms, dinners, even one in our bed. Time-stamped, dated, proof sealed in metadata. I never confronted her. Why would I? People like her only confess when cornered. So I collected everything. Quietly. Printed photos, screenshots, bank transfers for hotel stays, even one signed invoice from the coworker's expense account. Then I waited. That envelope I'd left in their mailbox? It wasn't for her. It was for him. Inside were photos, emails, proof that while she was planning her noble co-parenting move, she was also sleeping with another man. The note at the bottom was simple. She didn't leave you for me. She left both of us for him. The kind of truth that doesn't explode, it rots, slowly, quietly, from the inside out. 48 hours later, my phone rang. It was her. Her voice trembled. "What did you do?" I didn't answer. She shouted, "He kicked me out! He said he saw everything! You ruined me!" I smiled at the irony. I hadn't ruined her. I'd just let her ruin present itself. She cried, pleaded, cursed, cycling through the stages of regret like a clock, striking every hour of her downfall. I waited until the silence hit, then said, calmly, "You told me I'd understand someday." She didn't reply, just the sound of her breath breaking apart on the other end. I ended the call. For days after, I didn't think about her, not out of strength, but because there was nothing left to think about. Love doesn't die loudly, it erodes in silence, grain by grain. I saw her once after that, by accident, outside a cafe, sitting alone. No ring, no smile. She looked smaller, like her voice had been turned down. Our eyes met. She looked away first. That's how you know you've won. I kept her wedding ring, not as a token, just as evidence. A reminder of how quiet revenge should feel. People think revenge means rage, fire, screaming. It doesn't. Revenge is control. It's the act of staying calm while the world that betrayed you collapses on its own weight. Mark filed a restraining order against her soon after, not physical, emotional. He wouldn't take her calls, wouldn't let her near the kids for a while. She'd broken his trust, he said. The irony was surgical. Some nights I still revisit that moment in my head, her standing in our kitchen, arms crossed, pretending strength. You'll understand someday. I did. Just not the way she meant. I understood that she never left for the kids. She left because betrayal had become her oxygen. And when you take that away, people like her suffocate. I sold our house, moved to a smaller one. Quiet neighborhood. No memories, no ghosts. The last box I unpacked had that same white envelope, creased, faded. I kept one copy of its contents, sealed in plastic. Not to use, not to show, just to remind myself what silence can build when you let it. A month later, I received a letter, handwritten, from her. You planned this, didn't you? Yes. You wanted me to feel what I did to you. No, you hate me. Not anymore. She ended it with, I hope you're happy. I folded the letter and burned it. Watched the smoke rise like a confession too late to matter. When people ask me why I'm always calm, I tell them the truth. Because once you've seen betrayal up close, held it, studied it, outsmarted it, everything else feels manageable. She thought moving in with her past would secure her future. But all I left her with was the truth, and the truth always finds its way home. Mark filed a restraining order against her soon after, not physical, emotional. He wouldn't take her calls, wouldn't let her near the kids for a while. She'd broken his trust, he said. The irony was surgical. Some nights I still revisit that moment in my head, her standing in our kitchen, arms crossed, pretending strength. You'll understand someday. I did, just not the way she meant. I understood that she never left for the kids. She left because betrayal had become her oxygen. And when you take that away, people